Section 11.3. Our objective today is I can use formulas for area of trapezoids. So remember that a trapezoid is a quadrilateral where only two sides are parallel, okay? And so the two parallel sides are what we call the base. So a trapezoid has two bases, base 1 and base 2, the two parallel sides. And then the height of a trapezoid is just like the height of any other parallelogram. So I could find the height right here, okay? Or I could find it right here, okay? And so, you know, or if these were right angles, then this could be the height, okay? So remember that a trapezoid, again, can look differently, but it must have two parallel sides. So something like this is also a trapezoid. So this is B1, B2, because these are the parallel sides. And so in this one, we could get a height right here, or right here, or even right here, okay? Or we could get it right here, okay? Remember from a previous chapter, we have what is called the median of a trapezoid. So remember, the median is a segment that joins the two midpoints of the sides of the trapezoid that are not parallel. Okay, so those are the medians of the trapezoid. Okay, so our theorem for today for area of a trapezoid is the following. The area of a trapezoid equals half the product of the height and the sum of the bases. Okay, and so in other words, area equals 1/2, that a little higher there, 1/2 the height times the sum of the bases, so B1 plus B2. Okay, well, that should look kind of familiar, because remember that the length of the median of a trapezoid is 1/2 B1 plus B2. Okay, and so another way that we can write the area formula is area equals 1/2 the height times the length of the median. Okay, so that's another way to think about it. So let's look at a couple examples. So example 1, if I have this trapezoid where this is 5, this is 15, and we have an altitude of length 3. Okay, well, the formula is area is equal to 1/2 the height times the sum of the bases. So 5 plus 15, or 1/2 3 times 20, or 30 units squared. So the area of this particular trapezoid is 30 units squared. Oops. Okay, so let's look at example 2. Having a hard time with this today. There we go. So example 2. In example 2, I have this trapezoid. Right? And I know this is 11, this is 11, this is 8, here's my height, and I know that this is 60 degrees, okay? And 11 is from this point to this point, and this segment is x, okay? So the base 2 of the trapezoid, which is this one, is not 11, okay? It's actually longer than 11, so we need to find that length. And we also need to find the height, because we don't know the height in this case. So what we notice here is that we have a 60-degree angle, and we have a right angle, and so therefore this must be a 30, 60, 90. So I know the hypotenuse of that, so then x has to be the hypotenuse divided by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So x has a length of 4. And that means that the height is opposite the 60-degree angle, so that's the short side times square root 3. So 4 square root 3 is the height. And so now the area is 1/2 the height times the sum of the bases. So 11 plus, and the bottom base, the yellow base here, is actually 15. Okay, so 1/2 times 4 square root 3 is 2 square root 3. And 11 plus 15 is 26. Okay, and so we get 52 square root 3 units squared is the area of that trapezoid. Okay. Then if I have an isosceles trapezoid, this is example 3. If I have an isosceles trapezoid where this is 30, this is 18, and this is 10, and this is 10, okay? Well, I need to know the height, okay? And since it's an isosceles trapezoid, if I drop an altitude here and an altitude here, then that means that this segment is going to be 18, because the altitudes form a rectangle, okay? And so if that is 18, then that leaves me 12 left over for this and this. And because it's isosceles, I know that those segments have to be equal, so that means this is 6 and this is 6. Then I can use Pythagorean theorem to find the height. So I can say 10 squared is equal to 6 squared plus h squared. So 100 equals 36 plus h squared. Subtract 36 from both sides, I get 64 equals h squared. So 8 equals h. So this is 8. And so now I have all the information I need to find the area. So area is equal to 1/2 the height times the sum of the bases. So B1 is 30 plus 18. Okay? And so 1/2 times 8 is 4 times 48, which equals 192 units squared.